Hello, in this video we are going to talk about Autodesk Vehicle Tracking. This is one of the advanced applications to do the swept path analysis in various softwares like AutoCAD or Civil 3D or even in Bentley roads as well. So in this video we will be looking at how to use the Autodesk Vehicle Tracking for swept path analysis when you are using with Civil 3D. So vehicle tracking is a separate application that should be installed into Civil 3D or otherwise in Civil 3D or AutoCAD. So it has to be downloaded separately, and Autodesk have separate license for that one as well. So you have to include the license. So once you download and install the application, it will come as a separate tab onto the Civil 3D. In my case it is Civil 3D. It will come as a separate tab. So first of all we will look at the basic interface of vehicle tracking. You have few panels here: settings panel, swept path panel, parking panel, roundabout, review and help. So in the settings panel you can adjust the settings, and the swept path panel is for doing the swept path analysis, and parking panel is used for parking lot design, and roundabout panel is used to design roundabouts. First we will see the settings of vehicle tracking. So to access the settings you have to click here, because we have to do some modifications in the settings before we move forward. So usually it is getting the drawing dimensions from the drawing itself. Otherwise, if you want to change it to a separate value, you can uncheck this box and set the drawing dimensions or measurements. So I will use the default one, the drawing settings from the drawing. So then you have to click next. I will click next few times because most of the things are default. You can keep them as it is, but here where we need to change this. So here, since I am using a metric version, I will change this to kilometers per hour, and this one as well. So when you are using the swept path analysis, the vehicle will be running at a 5 kilometers per hour into the forward direction, and when you are reversing the vehicle it will travel 2.5 kilometers per hour. So if you want to change these values, you can use this option to change the value. Also you can change them in other locations as well, but this is the initial place you have to change them. Then you can click next again, and these are default settings. I will not going to change anything, and you can skip most of the parts. And finally when you come to here, it is asking whether to save the settings to this session only or make it default. So if you want to use these settings throughout when you are using the Civil 3D or the vehicle tracking application, you can use the settings as default. Otherwise you can make this into this session only. So I will make this my default, and I click finish. Now my settings are completed. So then we will see the vehicle library. That is one of the most important things in Autodesk Vehicle Tracking, the vehicle library. So the vehicle library can be accessed from here. You can see the Vehicle Library Explorer. When you click here, it will expand like this. So you can see there are a lot of vehicle types in this Vehicle Explorer. So you can see we have aircraft and support vehicles, as well as you have Asian vehicles, you have US design vehicles, you have European design vehicles. So many vehicles you have. So if you click this drop down, you will see if you go to design vehicles of US, you can see some of the vehicles are categorized into state-wise vehicles. So the vehicles are categorized by groups using the states of USA in this case. So if you move to types, it will show the vehicle by type like articulated bus, car and trailer, rigid vehicle. Likewise, it will categorize into the vehicles by type. So you can use whatever the categorization you like. I will use the group one here. So I will click this one to collapse the drop down. So now the easiest thing to find vehicle is from this search area. So I have currently typed SU here to search a SU vehicle. So if you click this area, you can see these are the vehicles I have searched for. So I will type SU30 now. I will type SU-30 to find a SU30 vehicle from this list, and then I click search. So it will give me this vehicle. And if I expand here, you can see there are 3 places I can find SU30 vehicle. So I will use ASHTO statewide standards, and you can see the SU design vehicle here. And in these columns, it shows the parameters of the vehicle: width and length and wall-to-wall radius. This wall-to-wall radius is concerned when the vehicle is getting a U-turn, right? So that is the details you can get from a vehicle from this table. If you want to show additional details, you can click this column, click this insert remove column, and add more details from here to this side. So currently you have these 3 things here. I'll close this and I am not going to add anything. So that is about the Vehicle Explorer. There are one more thing I have to tell you, that is the view of the vehicle. We can view the vehicle using a diagram. So if you click this one, it will show you as a diagram. Currently it is showing me the elevation view. So if I want to show the chassis, it will show me the chassis like this. If I want to show the body, it will show the body like this. If I want to show them all, you can use this option. So if I use this one, it will show the turning templates according to radius. So you can see. So if I click show turn template off, it will zoom out here. So you can control the zoom using this auto scale button. So that is about the vehicle diagram option. So you can check any vehicle and vehicle parameters using this vehicle diagram. I will close it for the moment. So let us say we are always going to use this SU30 design vehicle as our design vehicle when using the set path analysis. So in that case, you can use the vehicle and set it as default vehicle. So every time when you launch the set path analysis, it will get the default vehicle to do the set path analysis. On the other hand, if you want to select the vehicle each time when you run the vehicle tracking, you can clear the default. So you can clear the default. So then it will ask every time what vehicle to use when you are going to use the vehicle tracking. So I will click OK. That is about vehicle library. Now we are going to learn about various types of set path analysis. Mainly we are looking at three modes of doing the set path. One is auto drive arc, and the other one is auto drive bearing, and the final one is follow a path. So first we will use the auto drive arc mode. So this auto drive arc mode is especially useful when you are driving or when you are doing the vehicle tracking along a curvy road. So to access that one, you can use this auto drive arc 1. So it will give you a chance to select the vehicle to use with this vehicle tracking, use with the swept path analysis. So I am using the SU30 vehicle and I click proceed, and it is asking whether to make it default So if you want to make it default, you can click yes, otherwise you can click no, and you can click this option to don't ask me this again to avoid this window anytime in the future. So I am not making this default, so I will click no, and it is giving some settings. So it will ask to get the values from the drawing available for the scale, and it will prompt for the scale for the first time. So it will give you a message in the first time asking for the scale. So without changing these things much, we will use the defaults. So one thing is here is the layer. So it will give you a default layer called ATR with a number. So your first vehicle tracking will be given as the ATR1 layer, then the second one will be given as ATR2 layer likewise. So you will get the default naming convention here also. I click OK. So then it is giving me a chance to place my vehicle. So I am placing my vehicle somewhere in the middle. So this is a center line of the road, this is edge of the road. So I am placing my vehicle somewhere in this side, and this is my driving direction. So I have to set my driving direction, and I have to orient my vehicle into the driving direction. Then I click somewhere here. So if you move the cursor, it will turn. So when it comes parallel to the road, I can click here. So it will give you a position vehicle window here. So if you want to position vehicle somewhere else, you can click this one and you can modify the position. Then if you want to rotate, adjust the rotation, you can use from that option, this option. Then you can rotate the view using 45 degrees like that, or 0 degrees. So then I click proceed to turn the to use the vehicle tracking application. So it will give you some settings on the left side. So if you click this show settings, it will minimize to a smaller window. So here you can use the vehicle tracking. You can click here to run the vehicle. So you can make sure your vehicle is running inside the lane. So you can click here like this and press enter to finish that one. So if you want to continue this forward again, you can relaunch the AutoDrive Arc. So it will automatically get that one again to do the vehicle tracking analysis, and you can continue that one. Now once you finish, you can click enter. You can press enter to finish the vehicle tracking. So this is the vehicle tracking we created. So it gives the vehicle name here, and this is the direction. It has a 0 direction at first, and you have a number here. That means this is your first vehicle tracking that is related to the layer. So this is your first vehicle tracking. So if you click here, so it will show you in the layer manager. From here you can get the layer manager, otherwise in the home tab you can see from the layer manager your layer is ATR01. So I move on to vehicle tracking again. So you can see my vehicle is going like this. So in a future session we will see how to modify the vehicle tracking path, but at this moment this is how the vehicle tracking works. So if you want to continue, one way is you can start from here, otherwise you can click this AutoDrive Arc forward to make the vehicle move little bit forward, but every time you have to click this one to make it forward. So you can use that option for minor adjustments. So that is how to use AutoDrive Arc mode. Now we are going to use AutoDrive bearing option. So from here we will use AutoDrive bearing, and I will use my earlier vehicle. This time, instead of searching from here, I will go all the way back to this pool for vehicle tracking drawing. This vehicle tracking drawing is my drawing name here, and if I click here, it will show me the used vehicle tracking vehicles or used vehicles in this drawing. So I have already used this SU30 single truck unit truck, so it will show me that vehicle. So I will select this vehicle and click proceed. So now I will place this vehicle somewhere here, and I will click here to set the direction. Now I will move forward using proceed. Now when you are moving forward, you can use this pick alignment option here, pick alignment. If you click here, you can select a line where your vehicle can be make it parallel. So the vehicle will be going parallel to this line. So I will select this line, and when I click here, my vehicle is mostly parallel to that line. So I click here to stop, and I will stop for the moment to explain you something else. So when I click here, and using this option, you can relaunch the auto drive arc as I told you earlier. So if I use this auto drive arc mode, what happens here is when you come to a position where your vehicle is parallel to the other lane, you can see your vehicle tires are still rotated or still at a rotated direction. So that means your vehicle is not going along this road. So in that case, we need to use the auto drive bearing option. So I will press escape for the moment. You can relaunch the auto drive bearing option from this position. Otherwise, you can use this auto drive bearing option. So make sure to use the last vehicle path. You have to select it. Otherwise, it will not be used when you are clicking this auto drive bearing. Now my option is already selected. While selecting this vehicle tracking path, I will move on to auto drive bearing, and now I can use this option. I will use this pick alignment option to make the vehicle parallel to this line, and I can now set the vehicle somewhere here, and I will drive it all the way up to this corner. Then instead of stopping that one, what I do is I will reverse the vehicle into this bay here, into this small road here. So I will use that pick alignment option again. Then I will use this corner or this line, and vehicle will be automatically reversed into this area, and I press enter to stop. Then I press escape to finish or press enter to finish. You can see your forward drive and reverse drive have some kind of different layer arrangement. The color is little bit different from that one. You can see using that one you can clearly get the forward and reverse options. So you can now see our second vehicle tracking path is given here, because we had earlier used first vehicle tracking path, and now this is the second vehicle tracking path. So that is how to use auto drive bearing option, and next we will see how to use the follow path method. Now we are going to use the follow a line method or follow a path method to get the vehicle tracking. Now I have a road here, and I have this center line, and I have marked the center line of the lane here. So this is where we are expect our center of the vehicle to be traveled. So I have used this all the way back to here. So now I am going to here follow and click here. Now it is asking for a vehicle. I use the same vehicle I used earlier, and I click proceed. Now it is asking me to select the object to follow. So I will select this yellow color dash line, and it will show me some options from where to start and what is the direction. This is your forward direction and automatic positioning of the vehicle, and I will click OK, and it will automatically run the vehicle along that path and stop some at the end of that path. You can see now it is generated. So this kind of path is more smoother than a manually drawn path. So now we can see it is the third vehicle tracking path. So these are the main three options we are going to use in vehicle tracking, but only two vehicle tracking paths are editable, that is the auto drive bearing and auto drive arc. You cannot edit the follow line option, that is fixed, you cannot edit that one. And there is another option in vehicle tracking to do the driving or do the swept path analysis, that is manual drive, but it is a bit hard to use that option. So we are mostly using this auto drive and auto drive bearing and auto drive arc when using the swept path analysis, but you can have a try if you like to use the manual drive. It is like driving the vehicle manually along a path.